Alright, what's up guys? Just wanted to come make a quick review on this. Just got this from Primary Arms. It's the 1x6x24. It is the ACSS reticle for 223, 556. It's 545 and 300 or 308. So it's the Gen 3 that I just got. And I've been wanting to try out low power variable optics for a while. And just didn't want to dump a ton of money on one to see if I liked it or not. So I went with the Primary Arms first. And if I do like it, I'll probably end up getting a LCAN Spectre or maybe some different Trigicon or ACOG. I'm going to try the TA44 first because I'm not 100% sure about like a 1x6 yet. But I think the LCAN might work out best. I really wish they would put the ACSS reticle in that, and I would definitely buy that then. But for now, I'm going to try this one out. I got this for the holidays with Mr. Guns and Gears. Got the discount code right now, and it came with the free premium Primary Arms mount, which it's all right. I usually use the arrow mounts or for my longer range stuff. But I mean, for a free mount, just for testing, why not? Or get an MI mount or something a little better. But so far, it mounted up nice and easy. I didn't think it was going to come with caps, but it does, and they're actually pretty positive. They flip over nice, and they stay out of the way. If you get them mounted or adjusted correctly. So this thing has, like I said, the ACSS reticle and bullet drop from 100 to 800 yards, and it's also got a different the ranging. So here's the reticle right now. So you can do 100 to 800, and this is just a range out for I think it's a person at 5'10", standard size, and then you have moving target dopes. But pretty cool reticle. I know Trigicon just did pick this up, and they've been using it for a little while, which is great. I kind of wanted to get that in between the red dot and a scope, but I've been having an astigmatism lately, so the red dots are starting to look like starbursts for me. So this reticle looks really clean. And I would probably end up getting a first focal plane, but it is also nice to have a reticle that doesn't change size. So this one is a 1x6 total. The diameter, the objective diameter is 24 millimeters, but the tube is a 30 mil, and it does have 11 brightness settings. You can see. Okay, sorry, my mount's kind of bad, but it does have 11. It doesn't have a stop in between them, and pretty much the first three are kind of pointless for me under light right now. I'm gonna have to turn the lights off and see if it really makes a difference, but the caps are captured, but it does have pretty positive clicks, and it is a quarter MOA or half MOA at 100 yards, and you can move this wheel a little bit, so I just pointing the zeros back. It doesn't have zero stops, but you're not, once you get these adjusted, you're not really going to adjust them much more. You're going to be using your dopes and Kentucky windage for everything. So this, you also, and it does come with a spare battery. It is CR2032s. I don't really know the life on these, but it's nice that it comes with a spare one, in the scope. So it and it does have 11 settings, and the tube is a single piece 6063 aluminum. Not the toughest stuff in the world, but it's also not a combat optic, really. If you're going to be using 3-gun or any competitions or hunting, I'm sure it wouldn't do bad for you. But just for my personal testing, I think this was $250 to my door with the mount, and I ordered it about 2 days ago, and it came today. So Primary arms is, surprising me already. This is my first thing I've bought off them, but I've always heard their customer service is great and their shipping was great, so they got me on the shipping already. The lenses are multi-coated, and it is windproof and fog-proof. I don't know how, waterproof. I don't know how deep waterproof. It just says water, water and fog-proof. So I don't know if it's nitrogen purged or not. I haven't, or depth-wise. It does have the lifetime warranty, though. Primary arms is supposed to be famous for, so I'm sure I'll just hold on to this thing and really beat it up. But it is also a little smaller than the second gen. I know the second, or I think this one is, this is the third gen, but it has, I think it's 18, it says 18 millimeters shorter and almost 2 ounces lighter. So the scope is 16.9 ounces, which is quite lighter than a lot of other scopes. Obviously, because I think some of the EOTechs and the Trigicons are in the 20s, and I know the Steiners are up there with the loopholes. But for what I'm going to be doing, I think it'll be a cool scope. For right now, it is the eye relief is about 3.5 inches, and I can see it on all my positions on my buttstock. It doesn't really give me that weird haze until, the black edge until I'm under 6 power. But, I'd probably be choking up on it anyway. At 6, the field of view at 0 power, or at 1 power, is 110 feet at 100 yards and 19.3 feet at 6 power. So it does have a pretty crazy field of view if you're using it as a red dot, which I would most likely do. And if I'm having trouble, I can bring it out on some magnification. It is, like I said, the second focal plane, so the optic's the reticle's gonna stay one size through the whole magnification range. It is illuminated, although I said this is illuminated. This will not be illuminated, and these dots are not. Not a big deal. I really only need this, out to 200 yards. This is a 14.5 inch. I can obviously push it out further, but I have other stuff for that. Although I'm starting to build a different rifle. It's going to replace this one, but I don't know what I'm doing yet. Probably try Arc Systems or maybe Sons of Liberty or a couple other manufacturers that I'm trying out still, but I have been liking the Aero Precision. And so 60.9, and like I said, the last thing is it is not night vision compatible. But if you're going to be running this scope, I wouldn't be running this if I had night vision either. So, and the only thing I wish it did have would be offs in between each brightness setting. But for the price point, I think it's going to be a great little scope. Just to get me used to these low power optics, and then I'll start getting in the expensive stuff. But so far, first impressions, seems like a pretty quality scope. It's not gritty, it's smooth, but it takes some pressure, so it's not going to be really moving out on you. I wish this was a little bit bigger, but I don't know how much I'm going to be playing with it. And it also does have the fine focus. I brought it out just a little bit, but that one's nice and smooth too. But the one thing is it does move with the cap, so we're going to set it, and then pop the cap on. But so far, so good. Hopefully I'll get out to range sometime soon. It's pretty brutally cold out right now for us. So I know if you're using 62 grain 5.56, it's going to want you to do a 0 at 100 yards. And then if you're doing the 193 55 grain, you're going to be at 50 yards. And it'll give you a chart of everything in the booklet. So far so good. I'll see you guys. Thanks.